So today we're talking about something I see all the time in my chair. Sudden hair shedding. A moment of panic where you think, what's happening to me? Am I going to go bald? I want to ground this for you. So your hair grows in cycles. And most of the time, most of your hair is growing. About 10% is resting and preparing to shed. And that's completely normal. We want that to happen because that allows for new growth. Telogen effluvium happens, shedding happens, when a larger percentage is pushed into the resting phase. And then a few months later, they actually shed. So instead of losing 50 to 100 hairs a day, you might lose 150 to 200 and sometimes more. So that can feel pretty overwhelming. The follicle is not dead in this particular case, it's just resting. I want to talk a little bit about why it happens. I know I talk to a lot of my clients about it briefly in my chair, but I'm also there to do haircuts and colours and catch up on life, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to explain it a little deeper here while I have a minute. This matters a lot. It's almost always triggered by stress. Things like divorce, things like moving house, illness, surgery, childbirth is a big one, menopause, rapid weight loss, over-exercising, under-eating, sleep deprivation, chronic anxiety, emotional shock. We've seen a rise in it with the whole Ozempic trend, and sometimes when people are quite medicated, this can be a symptom as well. The body experiences something destabilizing in a nutshell. So 2 to 3 months after that, that's when the hair sheds. And that delay is why people don't really connect the dots. But I can connect the dots. I see it constantly, and I have for like 20 years. I've seen this in all ages. So recently I had a client in my chair who'd been through enormous changes. So relationship breakdown, cancelled plans, moving home, major identity shifts. Lots of pressure. When I washed her hair, my hands were full of hair shedding. And she asked me, how's the hair shedding today? And I just said, this is stress. This is stressed hair, not broken hair, not ruined hair. It's not helpless or hopeless situation, but this is classic stress. Body always tells the truth eventually. I actually recommended for her to go to her doctor, and I would recommend the same to you as well. So go speak to your doctor. Telogen effluvium is not usually permanent baldness connected to your nervous system, saying I've had enough, I'm stressed. And hair is not essential for survival. So the body feels under threat, and the hair is one of the first things that lets go. Postpartum and hormonal shedding is a huge one. This is why so many women experience shedding after childbirth. During pregnancy, hair stays in the growth phase for much longer. I didn't feel like I lost any hair when I was pregnant, but after birth, oh my God, the hormones shift, to put it lightly, and all that, what you didn't shed, that comes out, it magnifies. It looks terrifying, but it's cyclical. Menopause can do a similar thing. Hormone changes can shift the density. The key is to understanding the cycle so you don't panic and make it worse. Because panic, more cortisol. I am not diagnosing diseases. I'm a hair colorist and stylist with over 20 years in the industry, just to be clear. And this is one of the most common patterns I see after excessive stress. So if shedding is severe, prolonged, patchy, or if you're unsure, get blood work done. And I would go as far as to say, just get it done. Just get it done. Go see your doctor just in case it's signaling something else, but definitely check for iron, thyroid, vitamin D, and B12. Rule out any underlying causes, and really take care of yourself. Take good care of yourself. You are important. So Serene Hair Care is designed to get out of the way, create the optimal foundation for everything that we do. Building from a strong foundation, just like building a house, want those bones to be good. When your scalp is stressed, the last thing it needs is harsh stripping formulas and aggressive stimulation. What we want during telogen effluvium is gentle cleansing, scalp respect, and no panic switching products. I want to create a calm environment because recovery requires calm. Recovery requires calm. Here's the deeper layer. You can switch this off now if you don't like to do the deeper work. But if you're drinking 4 coffees a day, sleeping 5 hours, eating in a deficit, training intensely, emotionally dysregulated constantly, you cannot expect your hair to behave. You have to regulate yourself. Unfortunately, that's your responsibility. When you regulate, you can differentiate between what's mine to carry, what's my body reacting to, and what needs support. This is not just about the hair. This is about what's happening underneath it. So the timeline typically goes something like this. The trigger happens, the major life event, out of this beautiful journey, sometimes messy, eh? And then 2-3 months later, that's when your shedding increases. So the shedding might last 2 to 6 months, and then it might slow down. And that's when your regrowth will begin. So you'll see the baby hairs, the short regrowth on your hairline around there, and some texture changes. The hair cycles are slow, and you can't rush them. But you can support them, and you can get out of the way of preventing that recovery. So what to do? If you suspect you are suffering with telogen effluvium, don't panic. Support the scalp gently, eat enough, hydrate, reduce extreme exercise, sleep well, get blood tests done, and give it some time. Time is often the biggest healer, but that's not the only piece. Time alone won't heal trauma. I wrote my book, Crown Work, because of this exact pattern. Women sitting in my chair talking about their beautiful lives, but that also includes hardship, and their hair is quietly reflecting it. Hair is not separate from your story. Hair is often the first signal. This is happening to you, you're certainly not imagining it. Your body is responding, and we need to calm the body. We need to support the scalp, and we need to stay consistent. Hair is incredibly resilient, but so are you. I'll see you in the next video.